Hello guys, welcome back to ESENtaxa. Andrea Papito here as always to explain you a new content, a new video on Italy and relocation to Italy and tax optimization. If you're new to this channel, ESENtaxa talks about how to optimize your taxes if you want to move in a specific country. And we are #1 channel on Italian tax system. We explain in English the Italian tax system, how it works and how you can optimize taxes, how can you minimize your tax burden if you want to relocate in this country. One of the main services that we can provide is not just tax consultation of 20-30 minutes, but also a tax simulation that allows you to understand with numbers if the relocation to Italy tax-wise makes sense or not. In the description below the video you will have all our contacts, email contacts, info@esentaxa.com, Calendly contact to book a consultation with us, and also offers on the Forfait Regime, which is the main way to run your business in Italy and pay only 5% taxes. Again, everything in the description below the video. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, notification bell and like button to be always updated for free whenever we release this kind of content. Now, what about today's video topic? Here we are going to talk about the reciprocity principle. Happens that sometimes you want to move to Italy and you are looking for purchase a property, or you need to simply declare all your assets that you have abroad or your income that you have abroad. Now, this is perfectly fine, but sometimes you have to make sure that the country of origin, your country of origin, has, or if you have multiple incomes in several countries, all those countries have a different approach against the foreign citizen or not resident citizen in case they want to move in those countries. What does it mean? It means, for example, let me give you a very simple example. If I'm somebody that wants to purchase a property in Italy, I have to make sure that my country of origin doesn't forbid to Italians to purchase a property, you see? Because if Italians are not allowed to purchase property in the country where I'm coming from, also Italy forbids you to purchase a property, okay? So this is the principle of reciprocity. And it happens now, for example, Canada is one of the countries that put a new law, a new legislation that forbid the investors to purchase a property and put it on the rent, okay? And basically it creates an issue with people from Canada, because basically they cannot anymore purchase a property in Italy, okay? Now, it's true that this law has some exceptions, some situations, and we might see some loopholes that might allow you to still, as a Canadian citizen, still to purchase a property in Italy, but it's gonna be a little bit complicated, and we have to pass through an Italian notary that can double check these situations, because Italy, unfortunately, works in this way. So if the country from which you're coming from creates constraints, boundaries to the Italian citizen, it will be also by reflection adopted to you as well, okay? Now, so always check your country of origin if it puts some boundaries, some constraints against the Italian citizen, because otherwise you might have the same constraints if you move to Italy, if you want to operate in Italy, okay? So the purchase of a property is a classical example. Another point, if you move in Italy and then you have to declare all your assets from abroad, you have to pay a tax called IVAFE, okay? This is the wealth tax IVAFE. I will put the Italian acronym here, IVAFE. This is a tax of 0.2% on the value of your financial assets that you detain abroad while you become an Italian tax resident, okay? Be careful that if you have in your country of origin assets, financial assets, you have to declare their value, and on annual basis you have to pay this 0.2% tax to the Italian state, okay? If the country where you detain all these assets, financial assets, is considered at the eyes of Italian tax agency a blacklisted country or a fiscal haven, then this tax is doubled at 0.4%. You see, this means that the country of origin could affect also the relocation to Italy, could affect some operations in case of purchasing a property, and could also affect the tax burden, because in this case it will rise by double the wealth tax for assets detained abroad. So be careful about this point. And here in ESENtaxa, when we provide tax simulations, we also check if the country of origin, I mean, it's not just the country where you're coming from, but also all the countries where you have your financial assets located. For example, same as for cryptocurrencies. If you have a portfolio of cryptocurrencies and all those cryptocurrencies are detained into an exchange which is located juridically in a fiscal haven country at the eyes of the Italian tax agency, then you have to apply the IVA tax, the wealth tax, at the double rate. Okay? So be careful about this point. What does it mean exactly, blacklisted country or blacklisted? It means that in one case, those countries, they don't exchange information with Italian government. So they don't are in favor of give a mutual assistance in case of tax evasions or money laundering. And also, in the other case, in the second point, the amount of tax that you pay in those countries, it's basically the half of the amount of tax that you normally pay in Italy. Okay? If there is a discrepancies of at least 50% of the average tax rates between Italy and this country, of course, this country is considered fiscal haven. Okay? And if you have assets, financial assets abroad, subject to the wealth tax in those fiscal havens, then you have to double the IVA tax. So it's extremely important to check these 2 points that we have said before, reciprocity principle, and also the check for the IVA wealth tax in case you're coming from, or in case you are bringing assets or incomes from tax haven country or blacklisted country. So always be updated with these kind of things, and to be always updated, as I said before at the beginning of this video, notification bell, like button, and subscribe the channel to help us grow and to be always updated for free whenever we release this kind of news. Thank you, see you to the next video, bye.